Okay. Hello, dear friends. Good evening. Such a beautiful, beautiful evening. And please excuse me for the clock sound. I am in this room, and in this room there is this clock, tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. And a lot of time people feel this is quite relaxing. And I also got comments, some friends say that it sounds a little bit stressful. Maybe it is. Anyway, I went to a restaurant, and it's a quite fantastic restaurant. If I by myself, I will never be able to afford it. And it's a special day, and I got lucky. I went to this restaurant. So the food is very inspiring. When I see people, we sit in front of the counter, and it's called chef's table. So we can see the chef walking there and see they're walking with attention, with dedication. It's touching, it's very touching. Behind an expensive meal, there are so many people working so hard. So, in a sense, it hurts to pay a lot of money. But when you see in front of your eyes, the money goes to the people who work hard, who are aspiring young chefs later on. Some of them, or maybe all of them, will have their own business, will have their own shop, will have their own restaurant. When you think about it, it's just inspiring and feel quite connected. I feel connected when I sit on the chef's table. The chef's table that it's an open kitchen. Okay, let's talk about the food. The food here in front of your eyes is called shiguku oyster. So behind or under this layer of green, transparent peel, and on the side, on the edge, are flowers. I have seen the young lady walking one by one, putting this flower with a little bends, with a little pinch, putting these flowers. And I was just staring at her. It's beautiful. In Chinese, we have a saying, 你工作的样子真好看. It's really beautiful to see someone put their heart and soul and attention into doing something. No matter it's a small thing, a tiny thing, a big thing, a glorious thing. It comes from this little works, accumulation of this labor. So that one is shikoku oyster, and with green strawberry, cucumber, piel, the sabon. Okay, green strawberry cut into teeny tiny, about 2 millimeter size cubes of 2 millimeter, and piel, the sabon, is a taut skin kind of melon. It's a melon, a little bit like 白兰瓜, 哈密瓜 in our Chinese word. and it has a very ugly skin, like taut skin, but inside is quite delicious. It's the oyster cut into small pieces, the green strawberry cut into small pieces, and the melon cut into small pieces and infused in the oyster juice and the fruit's juice, and on top is a layer of paper thin cucumber. You almost do not feel the flavor of cucumber, but everything at the end of the day, it's very refreshing and light. It's a little bit lower than your tongue temperature, so that you can feel that is refreshing, but it's not cold that numb, not icy cold that numb your tongue. And it's perfect. The flower are edible flower on the edge and beautiful. So we use chopstick to eat it. And then the little juice of oyster under this little curved bowl, I cannot eat it because it's chopstick, and I want to lick it, but it's not. It does not look good to lick it. I think the only thing about this dish is that if provided with a spoon, I can scrape and drink that juice, will be even better. The bowl is beautiful, don't you think so? And it's double layer, a piece of ceramic of natural shape. It's handmade, and it's just perfect. The flavor at the end of the day, the oyster, usually I do not eat oyster, and I cannot feel the existence of oyster actually, and it's just very refreshing. And it's been 1 week. I kind of forget the taste. I am not a sommelier. I do not remember every taste, every nuance of the taste. But still, I have the memory of this very refined, beautiful, and particularly the young lady putting one by one of this flavor, of this flower, the teeny tiny little bit flower. It was just beautiful. The young lady is beautiful. The way she worked is just beautiful. Okay, the second one is creek raised trout, raw and charred corn, tail end prepared like lox, puffed skin, fresh cheese, luan cured in cedar, nasturtium pine needle condiment. One thing of this is that the recipe or the menu have so many new words. I have to spend a lot of time to check dictionary. Okay, let's see. This is a trout fish and naturally cured. And when I came back home, actually after this, I spent overnight in San Francisco for 2 nights or 1 night. I think 1 night. 1 night. 2 nights. I spent in San Francisco for 2 nights. And when I came back, the very first thing I made salmon, cured salmon, gravlax or something, and it's inspired from this. So, so in that bowl of soup is fish roll. Yeah, it's delicious, but the feeling is like at home we say it's Nemo. Yeah, every time we eat it, we call it Nemo. It's fish roll. It's, yeah, that feeling. And the charred corn, they are about the same size. The corn is charred. And I have seen the chef actually use a torch to put fire or spray fire on the corn. And it's very delicate, not overly cooked, barbecued, and it's just a very tiny touch. And it's young corn; it's still very sweet. And the tail end prepared like logs. So the tail end was actually prepared like cured, like what we have bought the smoked salmon, cured salmon, but cured trout, and puffed skin. On the other end, it's puffed skin. The trout skin was deep fried, so it becomes puffed, right? So a little bit crunchy, and fish skin when the right thickness or right kind of fish, not too fishy flavor. You deep fry the skin, is actually become fluffy and spongy and just a very, very delicious and fresh cheese stuffed inside. And the overall feel of it, it's a beautiful mixture of the puffed skin, and the soft and the rich creaminess of fresh cheese, and a little bit salty flavor or sweet and salty flavor of the cured trout. Altogether, it's tender and with a little bit interest of the tongue because it's puffed, kachi kachi, and very interesting. Okay, luang cured in cedar and pine needle condiments. You can see it very clearly like this, and it's under two beautiful leaves. We love it so much. So the next day we went to San Francisco Farmers Market. Oh, it was such a beautiful market, and they have something different from our farmers market. In our farmers market, in Mountain View Farmers Market, or this area, there are vegetables, food, and things. But in San Francisco, I feel there are a lot of flowers and very unique product that I do not see in other places. One thing is edible flower and edible leaves, and we found the leaf, and someone is pushing a little cart, and with that leaves, and then I say, oh, wow, how do you use this leaf? And he said, I put it on top of cured lamb. I put it as a decoration. I put on cake, and well, I just think about it and do it. Actually, this is a chef. He is a chef, and in San Francisco market, a lot of chef has a special chef's card. So the chef shop in the ferry market, in the farmers market, to support local farmers, and also get some very unique food items and very fresh items. And there is another shop that sells these edible flowers. Oh my goodness, they are so beautiful. So we decide, have not yet taken action because this is autumn time. Next year, okay. Okay, please excuse me. I just suddenly people coming out. We are living in a family, of course, and this happens. And that flower leaf is very, 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 make it very unique. And the two leaves are actually different. And we are instructed to eat with our finger, to use our finger to hold it and eat it in one piece. So I am an art teacher. I encourage students to do different, to think different, to behave different. But I didn't dare to do different this time. I just follow the instruction. Take with my 3 fingers the fish, wrapped with the leaf, and ate it. It's good. It's good. I cannot find a word to say it. I cannot find another artificial word. Not heavenly, not earthy, not exquisite. It's just good. Yeah, there is a lot of layer of flavor and layer of labor, and kind of interesting to use hand to eat it, and and you feel you are manipulated into doing things to follow. And the coming one is a soup. It's root broth, braised wakame, caramelized mussel, and shrimp. So there is this little teeny tiny little shrimp, and I did not really feel it. I can feel that caramelized the mussel. The mussel, I think they stir fry it a little bit, or it feels like maybe not stir fry, maybe just grilled, and put some sugar or put some sweetness on it, and it get dried, a little bit crunchy with a better texture, and it becomes a very small piece. It's not big mussel, and it's very, very unique. It's a lot of food, when you dry it, when you allow it to develop its flavor, it becomes sweet. It becomes so intense flavor. It's very much like in Chinese food. Some of these small mussels, they dry it, so it has a flavor much more developed. So that is it. And the root soup, it's use vegetable root because root by itself is sweet. In Chinese, we have a restaurant, 菜根甜,菜根香, because for the plant, the root is where the sweetness, the nutrition start to come out. It is one of the sweet part. So they make this soup, and you can feel it's very well executed. How do I say it? It's very well cooked, prepared. It's not a chicken stock soup with a flash cooking. It has been cooked for a long time, and the flavors slowly come out. And the quantity is about 1 spoonful of it. We have a spoon, so I use spoon, and I drank it, and it's so very delicious. I think one thing very important is that it's not enough. Today I went to another restaurant, in Chinese restaurant, and we ordered a soup, and it was such a huge soup, and I did not finish it. So it was good, but the flavor is you feel less diluted because it's too much. Something that you have not enough, you treasure it more. Do I make any sense? Okay, another one is sea ocean cream puff, fermented shiitake, and savory butterscotch. And the cream puff, if there is something make this sea urchin unique, it is that cream puff. I did not know how they made that cream puff, and the flavor is when you eat it, it's like a little pocket, a little bit like a num. When you heat it up, the air start to expand and becomes a puff, that kind of puff. And it was crispy and puffy. You eat it, and then you feel almost a flavor coming out. That was so good. There was another dish. I was so focused on eating, I didn't take picture, and it's one of my favorite. It's cornbread, caviar, and walnut. It's a piece of cornbread, and on top there is caviar, and the cornbread is a little bit sweet, and there is walnut in it. The walnut is grind and becomes a walnut meal, and it's sweet and a little bit nutty. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So, yeah. So this is the uchin, and under it is the cream puff, a little bit like chou à la crème, that chou, and but a little bit sweet and salty. It's like how do I say? It's like a sweet and soya sauce made mixture or teriyaki, that kind dust on top of it. So it's very, very unique, very, very unique. Now let's take a look at the next one. So the next one is quail, lacquered and smoked. Lacquered. A layer of a little bit sweet, a little bit sour. It's like a layer of lacquer on top of it. So it's a quail and smoked, and then put in small, slow fire, smoked. Condiment of inard. I do not know what is inard. And local lettuce and pickles. So on the side, local lettuce they must get from the farmer's market. And one layer of butter lettuce, another layer of red small lettuce. You can cut. There are 2 pieces of this quail. You can put 2 pieces of quail, 1 piece in one lettuce cup, and with some pickle, radish pickle, cucumber pickle. The cucumber is very, very, very light pickled, and all these very light pickled. And it lost its very rough, rust vegetable and tamed a little bit with the pickling, and still has its strong, not strong, it's a crunchy texture. So you wrap it and put a little bit of these pickles, and you put a teeny tiny little bit of the sauce, and the siding sauce is fantastic. It reminds me of when I was young. I eat a little bit Korean sweet and sour. The Korean, they are very good at beans, that the jiang, the paste, the miso paste, but with sweet and sour and salty, a little bit condiments. It's heavenly. It's heavenly. That is so teeny tiny little bit, but it just lingers around for a long time. It brings my childhood back. Of course, when I was in my childhood, we do not eat expensive food. It's 1 cent of it. But something of my childhood is the purity, I think, because we are hungry. So everything is delicious. And also in Beijing, there is a particular Beijing 辣菜 or 朝鲜辣菜. So it's a little bit sweet with soya sauce and a little bit salty, and it's just so good. 1 cent, 1 cent, no more than, and it's even Chinese 1 cent. It's not even $1 cents, and I can stuff my stomach with it, and wrapped inside a mantou, a steamed bun. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's very good. That was my breakfast when I was young. 馒头加咸菜加北京辣丝儿，穷人的孩子早当家，穷人嘛，就穷人也有好吃的，也有幸福的一天。OK， 穷人反而更香，你有了钱了，反而不香了。Yeah, that's it. and we were instructed to use a pair of scissors, and it's a little bit like my grandmother's little scissor, very, very small, very tiny, small. I think for first graders, the size is even smaller than my first grader students. You cut the herbs. The herbs, basil leaf of Thai basil or lemon basil, exotic basil, and cut it in and eat it together. Put some of this sauce. It was just so good. And then this one is a squab petiver liver heart glazed cherry. It's a kind of pigeon, and the liver is fluffy, and the heart is and it's good. Let's just say it's good. And with a glazed cherry in the middle. And it's good. It's good. It's good. And this one is duck. Is one of my family's favorite. On this side is hadikyu, grilled. And I have always eaten hadikyu, a kind of a red salad. It's a little bit bitter, and I have always eaten it just salad. I have never cooked it. There was one time in my home, in refrigerator, there was some salad getting old, so I stir-fried. I think I have stir-fried endive, and it was, oh my goodness, it's beyond what I have imagined. It was actually good. And this time, this hadikyu, they marinated and put some sauce, and then barbecue it or grilled it, and it was the best. I think vegetable, when you put on enough or just the right amount of flavors, condiments, and enhancement, it's the best. It's the best. And the juice, the sauce from its own grilling, drizzled, soaked in the dish, and it's just so unique, so unique. Yeah, I totally enjoyed it. And this one is melon ice cream. It's a piece of melon, and then they cut out the melon and made ice cream of melon flavor, and then re-put the ice cream in the form of melon. So you can use a little wood spoon to scrape out the melon and eat, including these flowers. And I think they are very, very, very extremely cold temperature. and freeze, flash freezed, and suddenly becomes very, very, very quickly formed, and the ice is quite solid, and the shape of melon was not wobbly, and it's eating melon, but better than melon. It's a sorbet. Yeah, it's enhanced melon. Melon blended or melon extracted and then make into ice cream or make into sorbet. Yeah. And the top flower are marigold. We were just talking about this marigold. I want to have some marigold in my home. It's beautiful and edible, and they have tea. So I was thinking, I do not drink wines. Maybe I can have a cup of tea. And it's evening. I am not in the mood of oolong tea, green tea, or any other tea or chamomile. This is Edelweiss, Edelweiss. This is Edelweiss. It feels like Ricola, the cough drop. And Edelweiss is actually one of the important condiments in medicine. It soothes the throat, and it's just so good. And it looks so fancy, a handmade screener, and beautiful. So this is blueberry, beautiful flower, and lemon verbena with lemon soaked in the lemon with edible flour on top of it. And we have raspberry and rose granita, strawberry cheesecake, currant grape toast, and it's a full complete. As the restaurant, in the restaurant introduction, they said, you feel light. I do. I feel light after the meal. Beautiful meal. When you think about 20 people, 30, 40 people, each know what they do, very well trained, very dedicate, working on prepare something beautiful, something delicious, something nourishing. And the sommelier talk about the wine from Greece, Crete Island, from Greece, from New Zealand, from Australia, from Belgium, from France, from where else? From California, different kind of wines to match with the food. It's quite an experience. It's quite an experience. I am not very used to high life like this, and it's eye-opening. It's shocking. It's hard to imagine, to understand, but it's very interesting experience. Very interesting. I appreciate the people who produce this, who work hard to bring something beautiful, nice, fun, and elegant. Thank you very, very much. I love you. I really do. Do, 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 do. Do, do, do. Cuckoo, bye.